The radical Islamic State group has gripped the media since the June of 2014. Having massacred scores of religious minorities, its brutality has shocked the world. However, there's one crime that stands out amongst all others: the IS-facilitated slave trade. The Yazidi religious minority in Iraq says 3,500 of its women and girls are held by IS militants, many being used as sex slaves. A few have managed to escape and share their harrowing stories. Hanan was a Yazidi girl from Sinjar, Iraq. After her hometown was conquered by IS, she was rounded up with other girls deemed infidels and sent to Mosul to await an uncertain fate. There, she was taken to a wedding hall with as many as 200 women and girls. This was a slave market. IS fighters could come and take their pick. One girl slit her own wrists and bled to death out of despair. It was only by luck Hanan escaped. One night, she found her room's window unlocked. She jumped and ran as far away as she could from the slave market and IS. She ended up in a refugee camp. The enslavement of girls by IS has attained an almost mechanical efficiency. The issue is not just contained to the Middle East. Jihadi networks like Boko Haram in Nigeria have robbed villages and families of their women and used them as slaves. And in Nigeria alone, 200 girls were abducted in December. Global jihad is rebuilding the slave trade and is an imminent threat to millions of young women throughout sub-Saharan Africa, Iraq, and elsewhere. Most of the time, girls can be freed for a heavy ransom. However, the families of most victims cannot afford the price. In response to this problem, the international community has contributed very little. A rational solution would be to provide these families with the means to pay the ransom in order to quickly bring the family members back to safety. Therefore, an international monetary fund should be set up to help victimized families. This is a project that requires the generosity and activism of NGOs and government cooperation to help bypass bureaucratic inefficiencies. It's an idea that has not been implemented for this situation, but is a sure step in the right direction. No one likes the idea of paying terrorists. However, until their firepower weakens and their disgusting system crumbles, this is the only way to guarantee the safety of thousands of young girls like Hanan. And IS shall crumble. The clock is ticking. The world is watching. And the world shall act.